Hello and welcome to What Remains of Edith Finch. This is the second game developed by the team at Giant Sparrow. It's the follow-up to a game called The Unfinished Swan, which is a PlayStation exclusive, so I've not played it and I likely never will. It is another in the growing genre of first-person narrative adventure games. Some people refer to these as walking simulators, so games like Gone Home, Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, Dear Esther. I think that's, a simplification, especially as these games become more sophisticated. I originally thought that this game, like so many others, was developed in the Unity engine, but I looked it up and it actually is using the Unreal 4 engine, which so it'll be a bit more sophisticated than some of the other games that I've mentioned that were developed using Unity. Although Unity is becoming a lot more advanced itself too, and people have been doing some pretty amazing things with it. Anyway, I'm actually replaying the first part of the game. I played through the first part of it and recorded it, and I decided I wanted to come back and replay it because there were a couple of things I wanted to do differently, not least of which was this introduction. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start a new game, and we will find out what happened. As you can see here on the loading screen, or the menu screen, there's what appears to be a family tree. And it's the family tree for the Finch family. And as you can see, all but one of them, Edith, has passed away. This game is set in 2016. So at this time, Edith is 17 years old, and I'm assuming, although as far as I got in the game, it hadn't yet been explicitly stated, but I'm assuming that the player character is Edith. And Edith is going back to her home, her childhood home, and exploring it, and basically finding out what happened to the members of her family. Whether there will be more than that, or what kind of twists this game might hold, remains to be seen. So let's go ahead and start a new game. This is What Remains of Edith Finch. So here we find ourselves on some sort of ferry. These islands definitely look familiar to me, and that is because this game is set in the San Juan Islands, which are in Puget Sound, which is the large inlet of water on the coast of which is, amongst other cities, Seattle and Bellingham. In fact, specifically, it appears to be set on Orcas Island, based on information that we find early on in the game, which is a relatively large island in the San Juans, home to, amongst other things, Rosario Resort, a rather highly regarded hotel and resort. So anyway, here we have Edith Finch. It appears that she has a cast on her arm. Perhaps we'll find out what happened. And she has lilies. Is that what those are? I can never remember. Irises? I think they're lilies. Someone will know.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
And now we are on this trail.
Someone had put up a chain link fence, but it looked like I wasn't the first person to hop it.
Okay. So this is as fast as we go. As with other games in this genre, there pretty much is only one movement speed. No running.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
And here we have the mailbox. Can I crouch? No, I can zoom though. Shift, Control, Alt, all zoom in. Orcas Island Gazette. Yeah, so Orcas Island.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
Yeah, well, apparently something happened, and those bills were never opened.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
No trespassing. This property is protected by video surveillance. Trespassers will be prosecuted.
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
So that fork in the path there goes down the hill. But I'm going to go this way because there's narration that happens in a particular order as we go down this path.
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
Well, yeah, I mean, this isn't exactly a very passable road for driving. I don't even know if I would want to try to drive a vehicle down this road unless it was some kind of serious off-road vehicle.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to. The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
That's quite the house. That's quite the tower there. I mean, I wonder if that's structurally sound, or would be in real life. So anyway, I am going to now go over here. Or maybe go over here. Yeah, here we go.
The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent. As if they're about to say something, but never do.
So the first time I came through here, I came down here first. So it looks like it's playing the narration in the same order, even though I'm going the opposite direction. And I think that's actually all of it. There's nothing really else over here. So here's the path you can come down. So go back over this way. There might be some more narration over here. If I can get through here. I think that's all that there is. Like it's said in the woods here. Basically, it's a little side area that's not vital to the plot of the game, but a little something extra for you to explore if you wish. I'm going to try to be pretty completionist about this game, so I'm going to try to explore everywhere I can. I may miss something. I'm going into this game blind. So I don't know everything that there is to see, so it's entirely possible that I'll miss something. I'm not going to worry about seeing absolutely everything. Basketball hoop, an old truck. Actually, you know what? Hang on a second. Let me see if I want to turn up the brightness a little bit here. Yeah, okay. Just to increase the brightness a little bit. I may turn it down once we get in the house, but we'll see how that goes. Oh, well, that's quite the thing. You know, I actually didn't come over here before. Missing Milton Finch. Presumably one of her relatives, a brother perhaps.
I asked Edie once about the dragon in the pond. She said it had killed her husband.
Okay.
I was 6. It seemed like an odd joke to me, even then.
Yeah, so Edie was, I believe, Edith's grandmother. Edie could be short for Edith as well, in which case she'd have been named after her grandmother. Any way through here? No? Okay. Yeah, this is pretty northwest weather-wise.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
I'm now moving slower.
Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Oh, I don't know why you would be afraid of this house. I mean, it's not like it looks foreboding or anything. Right?
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
Nope. Does not unlock the door. So let's go over here. Here's the garage. Okay, so there's a door here, but I can't seem to unlock it. Let's go over here. I wanted to trigger
I
that.
heard something moving around in the garage.
Well, it could be an animal. There is a dog door here, and that is our way in.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
I can imagine. Oh, by the way, what's cool is that the entire player character's body is rendered in-game. Even now, it seems like so few games do that. You know, Half-Life famously doesn't render the body of the player character, Gordon Freeman.
The power had been turned off the night we left.
So they even, nice touch here. They even have the hanging tennis ball technique here. So for those who don't know what that is, the idea is as you're pulling your car into the garage, when that tennis ball bumps your windshield, you want to stop. That way you know you're completely inside the garage, but you also know that you shouldn't pull any further forward. So, you know, in this garage it doesn't matter too much, but like in tight garages, that keeps you from accidentally bumping into the wall.
For the first time in years.
Okay. Edie, Dawn, Lewis, Milton, Edith. January 2010. So January of 2010 was the last time somebody had anything to do with this calendar.
I felt like I was home.
So given that this takes place in 2016, 6 years after presumably everybody
but instead
left,
of a family, there were just memories of one.
the house actually doesn't look half bad given that it's been sitting here for 6 years. And presumably nobody has come in to take care of it or anything. I imagine that there's probably some spoiled food if they left in a hurry. Edith, Dawn, Edie, Lewis. So I guess Dawn is mom, Edie is grandma, Lewis is brother. There are an awful lot of books lying around. Awful lot of bottles of wine sitting around too. People that lived here loved their books and loved their wine. And they even have a water filter. I had one of those once. Actually worked pretty well. My current faucet, however, would not work with one of those.
Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot. Or how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Nice bit of sound design here. The wind whistling through um, the range hood vent. Yeah, I keep forgetting what that's called. Toaster. Ooh, 6 slices of toaster. Awful lot of food. Awful lot of canned fish. Like she mentioned. Oh, heard a noise.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left.
Yeah,
It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
Books everywhere. Yeah, that is definitely a Washington State ferry. I don't know exactly where that is, but that's out on one of the islands somewhere. That is definitely a photograph taken on a Washington State ferry, at least the one in the middle. I have ridden them several times. Oh, that's that same picture. I mean, I guess they couldn't have a unique art asset for every photo on the wall.
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
Oh, great-grandma. So your mom's grandmother. Okay. So she must have been getting up there in years. That is the Pike Place Public Market sign in Seattle. I see it often.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth.
I think you got too damn many books is what's going on here. Because this is really kind of crazy. I mean, even your television stand is made of books.
The fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
After it sank. Well, that's quite the fireplace. I'm guessing that's the original house. And that is quite the view. I wonder if they tried to make this actually accurate in terms of what the view would look like from Orcas Island. I'm guessing no. Maybe. Probably not. That would have been a lot of work. Something from the war, perhaps. Lots of dead bugs on the wall. Barbara Finch. Looks like a movie set. Oh, look, it's another photograph of people on a ferry. Yes, when you live out on the islands, ferries are a big part of your life because you pretty much have to take one to go anywhere. Ah, this must be for Great-Grandma Edie to go up and down the stairs because that was her wheelchair over there.
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive. A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
Ah, this door has been glued shut. I wonder what's inside there. Okay, I came through here. Oh, what's this? Barbara.
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
Okay, so this is the staircase downstairs?
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
Okay. No going downstairs for you. At least not yet. I'm going to guess that, like Gone Home, areas of the house currently closed to me will be opened up as I explore. Alright, well, looks like upstairs is the only
After
option.
Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Okay. Peepholes. Calvin Sam. Calvin, 1950-1961. Gregory, 1976-1977. Interesting books here. The King in Yellow. That is a book by H.P. Lovecraft, Necronomicon, The Weird, The King in Yellow. Certain titles are repeated. I am not going to go through and read every title. Sven Hostad Finch, Edie. Edie passed in 2010. So Sven was Edie's husband, perhaps? Okay. I just took my hand off the mouse because it looked like it was reacting funny. Before I go in there, because that's where the story continues, I'm going to go over here.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
So I'm guessing Barbara was a child actress. My Friend Bigfoot, introducing Barbara Finch, also starring Bill Button as Bigfoot. I guess there is a little bit of movement here when I'm just sitting still, so like you're breathing.
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
Jabberwocky, A Dreamer's Tales, The Aleph, 100 Years of Solitude, Weird Recipes. Yeah.
Edie's father Odin built the original house.
The original house that sank, apparently. But how does a house sink? When you say sink, you mean sink into the ground?
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
Well, this is an interesting mural on the wall. And that looks an awful lot like the same house whose picture is over the fireplace. So I'm guessing that's the original house. But I'm going to guess that saying that the original house literally sank down into the sea is a little bit fanciful. Not quite sure how that could happen. I mean, yes, the Northwest is seismically active, and we do have the occasional earthquake here. But I don't think we would have anything that could do that.
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Well, gee, I wonder if the key fits here. Oh, it sure does.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets.
I don't
Now
see
it
the
was time to
cast on
find out
her
what my
hand
mom had been
anymore.
afraid of.
I don't see the cast on her hand anymore, so I don't know what's going on. Unless it's... I mean, she's wearing gloves. Fingerless gloves.
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan.
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
More books. A tea set. A window. A secret passage.
But I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
Okay, you might hear a little buzzing noise or vibration. That's because my Xbox controller is hooked up and the game senses that it's there, even though I'm using the mouse and keyboard. So it is occasionally sending vibrations through the controller. So you may hear that periodically. And anyway, it just saved, and this looks like a good place to end this session. So I will do so. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.